Look at the size of the arse on that. Looks like a Kardashian. G'day everyone, welcome to episode 3 of our videos. I hope everyone's enjoying the videos. Had a fair bit of good feedback, so it's all going well so far. So last episode we fitted up the front fiberglass and the roof. This episode we're going to look at fitting up rear fiberglass and mounting the rear wing. Had a fair few days of heavy rain here in Port Stephens, so the yard's a bit of a mess, so I'm not going to push it too far out of the shed. So anyway, we're going to throw this body on and we'll have a bit of a look at it. Okay, so we've got the rear of the body on the car now. It's not looking too bad. I've just got to trim out the wheel arches a little bit more to suit the tyres, which that's nothing. Now the next step will be the same as what we did with the front, and that is to build a subframe off the back of the chassis to mount the fiberglass and also to mount the rear wing. So yeah, now it's all in position, we can look at doing that. Okay, so I'm chasing a set of rear tail lights for a Series 2 RX-7, and I've been looking around and there's not many around, but the ones that are around are ridiculously overpriced. So if anyone knows of a cheap set of tail lights for a Series 2, I'd like to know about it. I don't need a really flash set. It is for a race car, it's not a show car. I'm not too worried if they're a bit faded or a few scratches or whatever, but yeah, I don't want to pay ridiculous money, show car sort of prices for something for a race car. So yeah, if anyone knows of any, let me know, it'd be great, thank you. The other day I just bought a new little trick tool to help me with the project. These are called Cleco temporary fasteners. Now what they are is a temporary fastener where you can put a panel on, put these on instead of putting a rivet in, put these around where you're going to put the rivet holes, and then you can also take them back off. So in the past we put a panel on, drill holes, put rivets in, then we need to take it back off to do a modification or alteration, drill the rivets back out, and then that chews a lot of time, also money with rivets. And I know rivets sound like they're pretty cheap, but when you're doing it all the time, it does get costly, and a lot of mucking around as well. So they're called a Cleco fastener. Not a lot of people probably would have seen these. People that aren't into racing wouldn't have. And they come as a kit, and come with a little set of pliers. Now you just push that in, and the tangs push out, and then you put that into the hole where you're going to put it, and release, and then it swages out, and you have a fastener that's going to stay until you're ready to make it permanent. Okay, so we've got the fiberglass panel with a hole in it where we're going to attach the Cleco. We've got the Cleco and our special tool. Push the prongs out, put in the hole, and then release. And then that's solid fixed temporarily, and then we can muck around with the rest of the panel, get it fitting up, and then when we're happy with it all, we can just take them all off and either put rivets, or this is going to be Zeus fasten, but yeah, gives you a chance to muck around with them without having to take the drill the panel in on and off all the time. So very handy tool. I've wanted a set of these for a long time, and I wish I bought them years ago. So yeah, you're going to make life a lot easier. Okay, so I've just gone into my mum's place on the way home from work, and she's just 500 metres up the road from our place, but just up the road. But yeah, I've just called in to pick up some parts and that from here. I've got a little storage shed down the back, and just store a few parts, a few bits and pieces in it. But also I've got something else special in there that people might like to see. I just thought I'd get the camera out and show everyone what's in here. So if you're a bit of a Harry Potter fan, you'll probably appreciate this. I'm certainly not a Harry Potter fan, but there's plenty out there that are. So yeah, I'll open up this shed and we can have a look. So there you have it. It's a 1961 Ford Angular, commonly known as the Harry Potter car. I bought this as a project car about 10 years ago, and haven't really done a lot with it. The intention was to build a club level sports sedan out of it, do some hill climbs and bits and pieces with it, but we haven't done a lot. But we snapped it up when we could, because there's not many of them around now. Went down to Wollongong and bought this down there and brought it home. But yeah, what the story is behind it is Dad raced one of these back in the early 70s at Liverpool, we've always wanted to build a replica of Dad's car. Well, not so much a replica, a race car, but a look-alike painted up the same. So we were going to build this into a little club level sports sedan, do some hill climbs and club events and whatever in it, and just paint it up the same as Dad's car, as the same as the Speedway car. So I've done a little bit to it. I've cut the floor out of it, and because it was full of rust anyway, I've just cut the floor out and have started a chassis for it. But that's as far as I've got. Unfortunately, Dad passed away about 3 years ago, and well, other things have popped up along the way, and I bought the RX-7 along the way there as well, and so this thing got pushed aside, but it will get done eventually. Definitely want to finish it one day, and who knows, it could be a good retirement project for me when I retire from work, and that'll be still 25-30 years away. So that's the way I'm going. So but yeah, it's it'll be a good little car. So yeah, thought everyone might be interested with that one. Little side project down the track, and until then we'll sit here in the shed. But yeah, hopefully everyone enjoyed that little nostalgic trip back to 1961. Okay, so we've got the rear subframe all finished and all painted up. Got 4 attachment points on the chassis, same as the front, 4 half-inch bolts, and it's all removable like the front, so if it gets damaged I can always build a new one, or also I can take it off to get better access to the diff or the rear suspension or whatever. It's also got these mounting tabs off the back, and they'll stick through the body, the rear of the body, and the rear wing will attach to those, and that's why it's built pretty sturdy. So it'll take the weight of the downforce from the rear wing, and also Zeus fasteners on the sides for the body. So yeah, I'm happy with it. It's come up alright. So we'll throw this body on and I'll show you the rear wing. So this is the rear wing that I got in the car. It's probably a little bit shorter lengthways than most cars run, but I don't mind. It's a pretty good looking wing. It's very well made, and I think probably the original owner, Dave McGuinness, probably built this wing. It's yeah, that's one less job I'll have to do. I think I'll use it. I'm thinking about getting it powder coated black. Painting's probably no good for this, because it just chips straight off the aluminium. But yeah, should look good on the car. I'll throw it on and we can have a look at it. Okay, so she's looking like a beast now. Definitely look like a race car now. So I'll take you for a bit of a walk around, and you can check her out. Just having a quiet beer after a couple of big days on the car. These wings make a good bar. Yeah, I'm sure there's going to be plenty more of that goes on at race weekends when we finally get it racing. So, yeah, be a bit of a leaning place. We talk crap and have a beer and end up having beer cans or beer bottles all over. Anyway, that's the way it goes. The race weekends away. So that's all the body panels all mounted to the car, to the chassis. So that will be it for the body for now. I'm not actually going to use this body. I'm going to use this body. It needs a lot of work, but I'm going to fix it right up and use this body and take some moulds of it. I've got a good mate of mine who's going to give me a hand to make some moulds and pop out a fresh set of panels because it really needs it. These panels are probably 30 years old, so yeah, I'll use these to make the moulds, and I've used them to make all the mounts off the chassis as well, which they'll be the same anyway. So we'll put this body aside now. So the next direction with the car is probably going to be, I want to try and get this LS engine going, up and running. Got a lot of parts to buy for it, and I want to start building the exhaust, which is going to take a while. I've got a radiator there I've got to mount up, which I can do that, and we'll probably cover that in the next episode, and I'll start the exhaust and slowly start buying bits and pieces to get this thing going. Definitely got to give me a bit more encouragement when I can start it and hear it running, so that should be good. Next weekend we're going to go to Eastern Creek, or Sydney Motorsport Park as they call it these days. It's the first round of the New South Wales Sport Sedan Series, and we're going to go down and check that out. So I'll take the camera and get a bit of footage of that, and that should be good. And yeah, so it'll be just trying to get this engine going. That'll be the next part of the next episode, and yeah, so that should be good. So anyway, that's about all we've got time for in this episode. Hope everyone's enjoying it. Subscribe, like, comment, share, whatever. Yeah, I'll see you next time. Definitely got a big ass.